Hey, welcome back to an East Coast Camp Chasers video. This video I'm just going to, just a quick one to show the latest pickups from the op shop, the main op shop that I go to. A couple of good scores that I got from there, and the main ones I'll just show. Actually, I'll show one of the other ones as well. It's just a simple little gadget or device, which I purchased two of those just to help with the awning. So I'll spin the camera around. We'll look at this first one. Now this was a $5 buy. I think it's probably a retail of back when they first released these, probably would have been $60 retail for something like this, and it's actual fixed solar panel. I did have a bit of damage down the right hand side there, where they've tried to glue the frame back to the actual panel itself. It's obviously had a bow in it. I did do a quick fix on it because I was using it around the house, so this probably won't be mounted on the vehicle. It'll probably just stay at home, be hard mounted to maybe the garage roof, and just have a lead coming down to it, an Anderson plug coming down to it. So it is the 110 watt older panel from King's. It had its lead and everything on there. I didn't have to bother going and getting a new Anderson plug, so everything was there. Now I've tested this, so you can see down here I've got a bit of wire. I've done the old fencing trick with it, just tied the wire to either side where the old mounting holes were, obviously, that they've used previously. Screwdriver in the center while it's still sort of loose, and then just twisted it to tighten it up. So now it's loose because I've actually got a timber dolly, and just ran the dolly and the hammer down the edge of it there to bring the frame back into shape. So no need for that wire anymore. I did have one across the top, but I snapped that trying to tighten it. That was just recently when I thought, oh, maybe I could dolly it to repair it. So tested it from 110 watts panel, trying to run it on a 6 meter extension lead, which I do have there. I use with the battery box. The full power coming in, I managed to get around about 93 watts off of this panel coming into the battery, which is pretty good for a 110 watt panel in sort of the start of autumn. So we're not got the best amount of sun coming into it, but it certainly works. I did get the battery box charged to full capacity within about an hour. So from I would say 59 amp hours, sorry, yeah, 59 amp hours of a full 65 amp hour battery. Running it from 59 up to back up to 65 took about an hour in relatively full amount of sun. So that was a $5 buy, which I'm pretty surprised. I'm pretty happy with it anyway. Like I said, this is the older panel, but the newer ones I've looked at, 110 watts, I think they're retailing at the moment for around about $69, and probably cheaper than that sometimes when King's does their specials. So for $5, and the fact that it still works, although it's not running at its full capacity, it's obviously starting to degrade in its capacity, or the amount that it can actually bring in from the sun. Then still $5 is, it's a good buy. I might still get a couple of years out of this before it's fully degraded and it's not really bringing any power in. Once again, for the money, pretty bloody good as far as I'm concerned. Now, one of the other things I did pick up was I had 3 big tubs of these down there at the op shop, and it's just the guide rope set up with the springs. A lot of guys are obviously using these on their awnings. This obviously is homemade. I have not tested this yet. Obviously just made out a bit of Merbau that's been stained. I would probably say that's a 4 or 5 mil high-vis rope on there, and an old trampoline spring, so you can obviously see where they've bent that over. look, if it doesn't work, it doesn't. Obviously, whoever's made them has obviously used them or made their own at some point. They've made a lot, $1 each, so I just grabbed 2 of those. I'll give them a go. If they don't work, they don't work. It's no big loss. You know, you spend more on a cup of coffee than that. So, yeah, not bad at all. Let's have a look at this other thing, which I'm pretty stoked with. Now, this is a 4.4 meter by 2.5 meter ground cover sheet. Now, previous to me picking this up, and I haven't used this yet, but previous to that, I was using a couple of big banners that I got from my night job that I used to do. Organisation there was throwing them out. They were obviously display banners for some sort of organisation, open day sort of thing. I can't remember what was actually written on them. It was for some sort of open day that they had there, and they joined together. So it was four panels that joined together, and that would equate to, I think it was 3.5 by 3.5 by the 4 panels. Got quite a large area that it covered. I did pick up the 4 of those. The office manager there was quite happy for me to take them. I have a use for them. Now, they're even, because they're white on the back and they've got pictures on the other side, I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but I could probably use one as a projector panel, folding projector panel. Lightweight, they're like a vinyl sort of material, decently made, but I was using 2 of those for my ground sheets, but I wanted to pick up one of those ones that has the holes in it. It allows all the muck and dirt and sand to fall through if we're in that sort of setup. So I've managed to pick up this one. So $8. I think from memory, I've got the tag here. Yeah, 4. As you can see, I've got it set up in the driveway. 4.4 by 2.4 meters, $8. It says annex flooring. It was bundled together in some rope. I've got it in the driveway there. Just having a look at it. There is a couple of holes in it here and there, but it's still in really good condition. So for the size of it and where we're using it, I think we might be able to double this over and use it just under our awning, that King's awning that comes off the side of the vehicle. So all in all, you know, I've spent, you know, less than, I think, what's that, $8, $5, you're talking $13 there. Yeah, $15. Walked out with the mat, the solar panel, and 2 of those sprung guide ropes, $15. Yeah, you know, that probably wouldn't even get you 2 cups of coffee these days, depending on where you go. So not a bad score at all. If you watched this far, really appreciate it. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you don't miss any of the up and coming videos. And once again, at the end of the videos, you will find that QR code. Now that QR code is labelled as buy me a bottle of water, but the money that I get from that QR code, I'm going to be donating that to a organisation that helped me in the early stages of my sobriety. Means a lot to me. If you can spare, you know, what's a bottle of water these days? You know, if you were to buy it in a 12 or 24 pack, it equates to probably 50 cents each. You know, 50 cents is 50 cents these days. It still goes a long way when it comes to helping the people that are struggling, vulnerable, and people like myself who obviously did have had a bit of a struggle in life, mentality, not at the best in the early stages, and coming out the other side, and now celebrating well and truly 12 months sober. So I'd really appreciate it if you could lend a couple of dollars, or even, you know, even just $1, put it towards a bottle of water that will be pushed on to the organisation that helped me. Cheers.